At first glance, we might be intimidated by what's different. We might have this mindset that the difference brings danger and uncertainty. But more often than not, that difference brings something good. Opposites attract not only applies to romance, it also applies to several things like physics, chemistry, dialogue, and religion. In my life journey with God, I witnessed those differences. In school, I had a different fate from my classmates. At home, we possess different wants and opinions. At church, we use different languages and Bibles, but we all get along. Our life as Christians must be centered on God and the truth. Not the convenient truth, but rather the universal, objective, and transcultural truth. Without this truth, we may be blinded by material possessions, unearthly things that might move us away from God. According to Archbishop Kasha, if we don't look for the truth, we are guided by other interests or fears or the pressure of the crowd, of the media, of power, of self-comfort, and we are not free. We are slaves. In our life, we must remember to show mercy and care to our neighbors and our planet. We shouldn't allow ourselves to be greedy for things like food, water, clothes, material possessions, and knowledge about life, about God. It is vital to share what we have regardless of our differences. We can share the small biscuits in our bags, our water, sometimes money, our knowledge, and our faith. According to Laudato Si, Statement 49, to hear both the cry of the earth and the cry of the poor. All of this will be possible if we have a relationship with God. I admit, sharing has never been my strongest suit. As a kid, I found it difficult to share my toys or the attention from our parents. I was never the one to share a simple hello or perhaps the candy in my pocket. Even my thoughts stayed within the vicinity of my mind, and there had been times where I was called selfish because of this. In the early years of my life, people have shared a lot with me. Their clothes, their food, their stories, their memories, and their faith. As someone who struggled with sharing, it was not a walk in the park to give back. I didn't necessarily know how to accept those pieces of other people, and I felt guilty about that. The guilt of enjoying pieces of people whilst being unable to do the same visited me during quiet nights. I remember when I was in high school, it was difficult for me to embody the teachings of the church. It was hard for me to learn from hypocritical teachers and pastors. People who were supposed to move you closer to God caused more damage. But thankfully, God made me see the good above all the hatred. Volunteering and helping out the community changed how I looked at life and the way I trusted God. It introduced me to the good of sharing. Sharing what I have, especially my talents, and conversing with other people enabled me to learn and gain a new perspective on things. Sharing, not just within the people that I know, but also taking part in dialogue with other people, with people who possess different qualities from me, especially those with different faiths. It helps us understand and respect one another. God made me feel secure, which empowered me to do more for the community. And that helped me to see the good in others, to forgive those who wronged me, and to be more compassionate and merciful. Not only that, but it helped me realize that we can still achieve peace and harmony regardless of our differences. We, as Christians, must be an instrument not only of peace, but also of truth, mercy, and harmony. Just like St. Thomas Aquinas, let us be an example of how good and merciful God is and embrace the good and how opposites attract.